ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
جی السلام علیکم آپ سب اسٹوڈنٹس جنہوں نے ہمیں جوائن کیا ہوا ہے، ویلکم ٹو آور ایکسپو لاہور آفس. کائنڈلی اپنے اسٹوڈنٹس سے ہماری انٹریکشن کروائیں. وی آر ہیونگ اے لائیو سیمینار ود UWS. تھینک یو سو مچ.
Thank you for allowing me. میرے اسٹوڈینٹس جسٹ جوائن کریں جسٹ. میم سب سے پہلے جو ہے ہمارے اپنے ہی آفس کے ایک اسٹوڈنٹ ہے سر اسامہ اقبال جو کہ ہمیں جوائن کر رہے ہیں. میم لائف اسٹریم میں ہمارے اسٹوڈنٹس جو ہیں وہ ہمیں جوائن کر رہے ہیں.
جی السلام علیکم. مین وائل ہمیں اسٹوڈنٹس جوائن کر رہے ہیں فرام لاہور آفس. میں آپ سب کو UWS کے بارے میں تھوڑی سی انفارمیشن دیتی ہوں. ہمارے ساتھ یونیورسٹی ریپرزنٹیٹیوس بھی جوائن کریں گے اس سیشن میں. یہ سیشن آل اوور پاکستان ہو رہا ہے. ڈفرینٹ آفیسز ہمارے اس ایکسپو کا حصہ ہیں. آپ ہمیں واک ان کر کے بھی مل سکتے ہیں ہماری ڈفرینٹ لوکیشنز پر. اینڈ آپ ہمیں اس لائیو ویبینار پہ بھی کویشچنز آنسرز پوچھ سکتے ہیں. پلیز کامنٹس کریں، ہمیں ان باکس کریں اگر آپ کی کوئی کوئریز ہیں، کوئی کویشچنز ہیں. We'd be more than happy to entertain you. Not only this, but Sajawal from UWS would also be joining in, and other representatives from UWS. So thank you so much for all the audience who are now listening to us. Lahore office سون آپ کا پہلا اسٹوڈنٹ ہمارے ساتھ اس لائیو سیمینار کا حصہ بنے گا، اور ہم ان سے پوچھیں گے کہ وہ کیا کویشچنز پوچھنا چاہتے ہیں about the UK market or in particular to UWS. Over to you, SCUK Lahore. جی کائنڈلی اپنا کویشچن ریپیٹ کریں، اور آڈینس نے ہمیں جوائن کیا اور آن ڈفرینٹ پلیٹفارمس. اپنا کوشچن ریپیٹ کریں لاہور آفس سے. کائنڈلی اپنے آپ کو انمیوٹ کریں. کائنڈلی انمیوٹ. جی ہما آپ نیکسٹ آفس کی طرف جائیں. ایسے یو کے ادر آفیسز جو ہمیں جوائن کرنا چاہ رہے ہیں.
لاہور آفس آپ انمیوٹ ہیں, کائنڈلی اپنے آپ کو انمیوٹ کیجیے پلیز.
Shazad Bhai has also joined us from SAUP Manchester. Welcome to our seminar. So kindly share your views about our company and what services do we offer to our students.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bajeez. For all other offices, please keep your social media pages on. When you speak on the screen, you should be able to hear your voice as well. So other people do not need to warn you کہ آپ کی آواز نہیں آ رہی. تو یہ ہمارا بڑا زبردست سیشن ہونے والا ہے آج. ابھی تھوڑی دیر میں ہمارے ساتھ یونیورسٹی کے ریپرزینٹیو بھی ہوں گے, مسٹر سجاول, ان کے ساتھ 2 اور کلیگز بھی ہوں گے جو یونیورسٹی کے بارے میں ان ڈیٹیل پریزنٹیشن بھی دیں گے, اور اس کے بعد وہ اسٹوڈنٹس کے ساتھ بات چیت بھی کریں گے. ان شارٹ یونیورسٹی جو ہے وہ بہت زبردست کورسز آفر کر رہی ہے پاکستانی اسٹوڈنٹس کے لیے. اسکالرشپ اسپیشلی بڑے زبردست ہیں, جس کے اندر پروجیکٹ مینجمنٹ ہے, ایم ایڈ ہے, ماسٹر ان ایجوکیشن, اور ان کورسز کی جو فیس ہے وہ اس ٹائم کے اوپر یو کے اندر کسی بھی یونیورسٹی کی جو ٹیوشن فیس ہے وہ 12,000 سے نیچے نہیں ہے. 12,000 پاؤنڈ پر ایئر پوسٹ گریجویٹ کی جو فیس ہے. اونلی یونیورسٹی آف دی ویسٹ آف اسکاٹ لینڈ لندن کیمپس جو ہے انہوں نے 3 کورسز متعارف کروائے ہیں. پاکستانی اسٹوڈنٹس کو ویلکم کیا ہے انہوں نے, جس میں انہوں نے کافی زیادہ اسکالرشپس کی اماؤنٹ بڑھا دی ہیں. تو انڈر 10,000 انہوں نے فیس کر دی ہے 3 کورسز کی, جو بہت بڑی اپرچونٹی ہے ان اسٹوڈنٹس کے لیے جو یو کے آگے پڑھنا چاہتے ہیں. ابھی اس کورسز کے ایڈمیشنز ہو رہے ہیں, اسٹوڈنٹس کو اس سے فائدہ اٹھانا چاہیے. بہت جلد ان کی ڈیڈ لائن آنے والی ہے. اس کے بعد پھر اسی یونیورسٹی کی جنوری انٹیک کے ایڈمیشنز اسٹارٹ ہو جائیں گے. جنوری انٹیک کے اندر ابھی ہمیں کنفرم نہیں ہے کہ یہ کورسز اور یہ فیس اسٹرکچر آفر کیا جائے گا. مور لائکلی فیس اسٹرکچر جو ہے وہ انکریز ہو جائے گا. یونیورسٹی کی جو نارمل فی ہے 13,000 سے ابو ہے, اسکالرشپ کے بعد 13,000 سے ابو رہ جاتی ہے. تو بالکل لندن کے اندر کیمپس ہے یونیورسٹی کا, جو موسٹ فیوریٹ لوکیشن ہے پاکستانی اسٹوڈنٹس کے لیے. ایکسیلنٹ اسکالرشپ ہیں. پھر انگلش لینگویج کورسز کی وائڈ ورائٹی ایکسیپٹ کر رہی ہے یونیورسٹی, جس کے اندر لینگویج سرٹ بھی ہے, آن لائن ورژن. آکسفورڈ انٹرنیشنل ٹیسٹ جو ہے اس کا آن لائن ورژن اویلیبل ہے. اس کے علاوہ یونیورسٹی نے ایک لسٹ دی ہوئی ہے یونیورسٹیز کی, پاکستانی یونیورسٹیز کی. اگر آپ نے وہاں سے اپنی گریجویشن کی ہے یا وہاں سے آپ کوالیفائڈ ہیں تو آپ اس یونیورسٹی میں بغیر انگلش لینگویج کا کوئی بھی ٹیسٹ پاس کیے بنا آپ صرف ایک پروف آف ایک لیٹر دیں گے اپنی یونیورسٹی کی طرف سے, جس میں یہ لکھا ہوگا کہ آپ نے جو پریویس کورس ہے آپ کا جو اس یونیورسٹی سے آپ نے کیا ہے وہ اس کا جو موڈ آف انسٹرکشن تھا وہ انگلش تھا. نارملی اس کو ہم لوگ اپنی زبان میں ایم او آئی لیٹر کہتے ہیں, میڈیم انسٹرکشنز لیٹر. تو اگر پاکستان کے اندر موسٹ آف دا یونیورسٹیز جو ہیں ان کے اندر میڈیم آف انسٹرکشن جو ہے وہ انگلش ہے, تو آپ نے اپنی یونیورسٹی سے ایک لیٹر بنوانا ہے. ہمارے کولیگز اویلیبل ہیں ڈفرینٹ آفسز کے اندر, آپ ہماری ویب سائٹ وزٹ کر سکتے ہیں www.studyadvisors.com. وہاں سے ہمارے آفسز کی آپ ڈیٹیلز لے سکتے ہیں. وہاں پر ہمارے آفسز میں آپ رابطہ کریں تو وہ آپ کو سیمپل دے دیں گے لیٹر کا, کس طرح کا آپ کو لیٹر چاہیے. تو یہ بہت آسان کر دیے. ان جنرل اگر آپ دیکھیں تو یہ بہت زیادہ ویلکمنگ ہے پاکستانی اسٹوڈنٹس کے لیے, پرٹیکولرلی to come and study in a campus which is based in London. اس کے علاوہ آپ لوگوں نے ابھی ریسنٹلی دیکھا ہوگا کہ ایک امیگریشن ایڈوائزری بورڈ ہے یو کے اندر, اس نے اپنی ایک رپورٹ دی تھی گورنمنٹ کو, جس میں انہوں نے انٹرنیشنل اسٹوڈنٹس کی کنٹریبیوشن کو اکنالج کیا تھا, اور انہوں نے اس روٹ کو فردر ایکسپینڈ, انہوں نے یہ ریکمینڈ کیا تھا کہ جو وہ ہم 2 سال کا پوسٹ اسٹڈی ورک ویزا دیتے ہیں اسٹوڈنٹس کو, وہ بہت پازیٹیو طریقے سے یوز ہو رہا ہے. اس کے تھرو بہت زیادہ ٹیلنٹ آ رہا ہے یو کے اندر, تو اس کو کنٹینیو رکھنا چاہیے, جو کہ بہت ایک پازیٹیو رپورٹ تھی. اس کے بعد گورنمنٹ چینج ہو گئی یو کے اندر, اب لیبر کی گورنمنٹ ہے, تو وہ لیبر کی گورنمنٹ کی طرف سے بہت ویلکمنگ میسج آیا ہے. انہوں نے انٹرنیشنل اسٹوڈنٹس کو ویلکم کیا ہے. انٹرنیشنل اسٹوڈنٹس کی جو کنٹریبیوشنز ہیں یو کے اندر, اس کو انہوں نے بہت زیادہ اپریشیٹ کیا ہے. تو اس کا مطلب یہ ہے کہ یو کے جو ہے اسٹوڈنٹس کے لیے آنے والے سالوں کے اندر بھی, جیسے پریویس 2-3 سال سے پاکستانی اسٹوڈنٹس کے لیے پرٹیکولرلی سب سے فیوریٹ اسٹڈی ڈیسٹینیشن یو کے ہے, تو آنے والے سالوں کے لیے بھی یو کے ہی سب سے اچھی اسٹڈی ڈیسٹینیشن رہے گی پاکستانی اسٹوڈنٹس کے لیے. آن ٹاپ آف دیٹ ہماری ویسے تو ہم لوگ اور بھی یونیورسٹیز کو ریپرزینٹ کرتے ہیں. آج کا سیشن پرٹیکولرلی یونیورسٹی آف اسکاٹ لینڈ کے لیے ہے. تو اس کے علاوہ بھی جو ہمارے پاس پارٹنر یونیورسٹیز ہیں, جیسے بی پی پی یونیورسٹی ہے, برمنگھم سٹی یونیورسٹی ہے, یا کچھ اور لندن ساؤتھ بینک یونیورسٹی ہے, تمام یونیورسٹیز پاکستان کے لیے ویری ویری پازیٹیو ہیں. ابھی یسٹرڈے ہی ہماری ایک ایجوکیشن گروپ کے ساتھ اسٹریٹجک میٹنگ ہوئی ہے, جس کے اندر دے آر ویری ویری مچ پازیٹیو اباؤٹ دا پاکستانی اسٹوڈنٹس. تو اٹ از اے ویری گڈ انوائرمنٹ فار پاکستانی اسٹوڈنٹس ٹو come to the UK, get an international degree, get a post study work visa, جس کے اندر آپ کو 2 سال کا فل ٹائم ورک ملے گا. اینڈ دین آپ لوگ جو ہیں یو کے اندر بہت زیادہ ورک اپرچونیٹی ہے اس ٹائم کے اوپر. آپ ایزیلی اسٹڈی کے بعد اسکل ورکر ویزاز میں سوئچ کر سکتے ہیں, جو کہ روٹ ہے پرماننٹ سیٹلمنٹ کے لیے ان دا یو کے. within 5 years آپ کو پرماننٹ ریزیڈنس مل سکتی ہے. So there are so many facilities that UK government is providing to the student to welcome them and be part of the UK economy. So thank you so much, Bajis.
Thank you, Dr. Shahzad, for briefing us about SAUK and the opportunities UK has to offer. وہ اسٹوڈنٹس جو ہمیں سن رہے ہیں ان کے لیے تھوڑی سی کلیئرٹی دے دیتے ہیں گلوبل مارکیٹس پہ. بہت سارے بچے آسٹریلیا, کینیڈا, US, جرمنی اینڈ ادر ڈیسٹینیشنس پہ بھی اپلائی کرنا چاہتے ہیں. سو اٹس ویری امپورٹنٹ کہ ایز کنسلٹنٹس, یونیورسٹی پارٹنرس آئی وڈ سے, ہم انہیں ایکسپلین کریں کہ آپ کے لیے امیگریشن لاس پہ سوٹیبل ڈیسٹینیشن کیا ہے. فار ایگزامپل ان کینیڈا ایٹ دا مومنٹ on their reports of Reuters 2023, clarity آئی ہے کہ 860,000 student applications reduce کر دی گئی ہیں to 360, which means کہ student visa ratio in Canada, whereas UK market ابھی آپ کے لیے بہت suitable market ہے, کیونکہ بہت سارے بچوں کو یہ بات نہیں پتا تھی کہ PSW آفر نہیں ہوتا تھا کووڈ سے پہلے. یہ ایک ریسنٹ انیشیٹو ہے یو کے گورنمنٹ کا ٹورڈز انکریجنگ اسٹوڈنٹس جو باہر جانا چاہتے ہیں. تو جو بھی ہمارا یہاں سیمینار سن رہے ہیں, یو کے آپ کے لیے ایک آئیڈیل لوکیشن ہے. اور آج کا سیمینار یو کے یونیورسٹی اسپیسیفکلی UWS کے لیے ہی ہے. Let's start off with one of our officers waiting to have their students on the live stream. ऐसे यूके फैसलाबाद एसन एडमिशन ऑफिसर हमारे साथ हैं. प्लीज लेट्स सी उनके स्टूडेंट्स की क्या क्वेरीज हैं.
Hi everyone, hope you are doing well. Am I audible?
Yes, Hassan.
Okay, I'm having Mr. Muhammad on with me. He has some questions regarding University of West of Scotland. Could you please start?
जी मेरे जो क्वेश्चन, तो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन मेरा ये था कि जो इधर का पीएचडब्ल्यू है मेडिकल ग्रेजुएशन के बाद वो टाइम के लिए जो मिलेगा.
Basically, he is asking about PSW. When he will get and how much time?
जी हसन, आप सवाल को रिपीट करेंगे? ऑन ने क्या पूछा है?
Yes, he's asking about a PSW, the time duration of PSW and when he will get.
या 2 साल ऑन 2 साल का ड्यूरेशन है. जब आपका कोर्स जो होता है एकेडमिक ईयर जो होता है ना यूके के अंदर, वो 9 मंथ का होता है एक्चुअली. आपको जो वीज़ा इशू किया जाता है वो 16 मंथ का किया जाता है. 16 मंथ के बाद जब आपकी डिग्री मुकम्मल हो जाती है, यूनिवर्सिटी आपको कंप्लीशन सर्टिफिकेट दे देती है, तो आप पोस्ट स्टडी वर्क वीज़ा के लिए एलिजिबल हो जाते हैं. आप फौरी तौर पे स्विच कर सकते हैं. आपको फुल टाइम राइट ऑफ वर्क मिल जाएगा 2 साल के लिए. लेकिन ज़्यादातर स्टूडेंट जो हैं वो प्रेफर करते हैं कि वो पहले अपना स्टूडेंट वीज़ा का टाइम उसको कंज्यूम करते हैं 16 मंथ को, क्योंकि जब आपकी यूनिवर्सिटी से फुल टाइम स्टडी ख़त्म हो जाती है तो यूके लॉ के मुताबिक आपको फुल टाइम वर्क अलाउ हो जाता है. तो आप उसके ऊपर फुल टाइम वर्क कर सकते हैं. उसके बाद फिर पोस्ट स्टडी वर्क वीज़ा के ऊपर आपके पास टोटल फ्रीडम होती है. आप बिज़नेस करना चाहें बिज़नेस कर सकते हैं, जॉब करना चाहें फुल टाइम जॉब कर सकते हैं.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Have any more questions?
नहीं.
Okay, this is all from his side. I guess I will be.
कौन सा कोर्स स्टडी करने के लिए आ रहे हैं यूके?
मेरा आईटी से रिलेटेड कोर्स.
MSc Management, IT, Project Management.
Okay, that's great. This is an excellent time, on the best time I would say to come to UK. It is full of opportunities.
All right, on. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for addressing the question.
Thank you, Hassan.
Faisalabad, thank you so much. We have SAUK Lahore now waiting for one of their students to answer their queries. SAUK Lahore.
जी थैंक यू मैम. थैंक यू फॉर अलाइंग मी. मैम मेरे साथ 3 स्टूडेंट्स हैं. मिस समीरा प्लीज़. फर्स्ट मेरी स्टूडेंट है मिस समीरा. ये एमपीए के लिए जाना चाह रही हैं. एमपीए के लिए जाना चाह रही हैं और इनकी क्वेरी ये है कि जो हमें अभी 5 स्ट्रीम्स मिल रही हैं जिसमें एमपीए है, तो क्या वो फर्दर हमें मिलेंगी जनवरी 2025 इंटेक के लिए?
जी एहसन, सॉरी उज़ैर, आपका क्वेश्चन है कि जो ट्यूशन फ़ी है करंटली 9,950 वो नेक्स्ट इनटेक में अवेलेबल होगी या नहीं होगी? दैट इज़ व्हाट योर क्वेश्चन इज़?
बिल्कुल ऐसे.
जी बिल्कुल, मैंने पहले भी एक्सप्लेन किया ये कि ये जो ऑफ़र है स्टूडेंट्स को स्पेशल ऑफ़र दी गई है टू जॉइन द कोर्स इन सितंबर इनटेक. जो यूनिवर्सिटी का प्लान है कि वो एक्चुअली दे विल स्टार्ट दैट इन अक्टूबर. देयर इज़ एन एप्लीकेशन डेडलाइन वेरी सून, बट मोर लाइकली इट विल बी एक्सटेंडेड फर्दर. बट यूनिवर्सिटी की तरफ से ऐसी कोई इंडिकेशन नहीं है एट द मोमेंट कि वो ये सेम ऑफर जनवरी 2025 में भी ऑफर करेंगे. सो आई विल स्ट्रांगली इनकरेज स्टूडेंट्स कि वो इस ऑफर को अवेल कर लें इसी इनटेक के अंदर.
जी थैंक यू. और
मेरा एक क्वेश्चन ये भी है कि सितंबर की इनटेक इंक्रीज होगी.
like we
September. Sir, can you repeat the question?
सर स्टूडेंट का क्वेश्चन ये है कि क्या हमें सितंबर की जो अभी 29 जुलाई की डेडलाइन है ये इंक्रीज हो सकती है, आगे एक्सटेंड हो सकती है?
या ये अभी थोड़ी देर में अबाउट 30 मिनट के अंदर यूनिवर्सिटी के रिप्रेजेंटेटिव हमें ज्वाइन करने वाले हैं. ये क्वेश्चंस हम उनसे पूछेंगे, वो इसका सही जवाब देंगे आपको.
थैंक यू सर. मिस्टर मिलन, डू यू हैव एनी अदर क्वेश्चन?
या जस्ट 30 मिनट्स वेट करें, देन यू कैन आस्क द सेम क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम देम.
श्योर. थैंक यू सर. नेक्स्ट ज्वाइन करेंगे मिस नम्रा. जी मिस नम्रा, आपके क्या क्वेश्चंस हैं?
अस्सलामुअलैकुम सर, आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन. सर जो ऑक्सफोर्ड टेस्ट है क्या वो जैन इनटेक के लिए अवेलेबल है?
जी सर, स्टूडेंट का क्वेश्चन है क्या ऑक्सफोर्ड टेस्ट आगे हमें वैलिड रहेगा जैन इनटेक के लिए?
अस्सलाम वालेकुम लाहौर ऑफिस. आई वुड सजेस्ट कि यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा फॉर्मेट इस तरह रखें कि आप उनको ऑन साइट गाइडेंस दें, वो गाइडेंस जो आप उनको प्रोवाइड कर चुके हैं. आई एम श्योर हमारे क्वालिटी स्टाफ हैं माशाल्लाह, फुली इक्विप्ड हैं. हम ये ऑनलाइन रिव्यूज और सजेशंस आपसे लेते हैं. आप हमारे सामने अपने बच्चे को गाइड करें, that would be helpful उनके लिए भी और जो ऑडियंस हमें देख रही है. And if you need any help and support, Dr. Shahzad and I can add on, and inshallah Sajadul and other representatives would add too. So ये टू वे इंटरेक्शन रखें, अपने स्टूडेंट्स को गाइड करें उसी तरह से जैसे आप माशाल्लाह हजारों स्टूडेंट्स को गाइड करते हैं, ताकि जो हमें देख रहे हैं वो कंफर्टेबल हो तो ठीक ऐसे यूके के पास आएँ और अपनी.
जी श्योर मैम. जी मिस फॉर द टाइम बीइंग हमारे पास ऑक्सफोर्ड जो है बिल्कुल वैलिड है जनवरी 2025 इनटेक के लिए. लेटर अगर कोई अपडेट आएगी तो इंशाल्लाह आपको ज़रूर उस पर अपडेट किया जाएगा.
ओके, थैंक यू सर. सर मेरा एक और क्वेश्चन है कि मेरा बैकग्राउंड बीएस इंग्लिश का है, तो क्या मैं आगे यूडब्ल्यूएस में आईटी मैनेजमेंट में जा सकती हूँ?
जी आईटी मैनेजमेंट एक कन्वर्जनल कोर्स है, उसमें आप बिल्कुल जा सकते हैं.
ओके, थैंक यू सर.
जी थैंक यू. एनी अदर क्वेश्चन?
नो, थैंक यू सर.
ओके. मेरे पास सर यही दो कैंडिडेट्स थे. ओवर टू मिस पच्चीस.
Thank you. We have Tehreem from SAUK Multan. She's waiting with a student. वो आपके सामने online consultation देंगी and she'd be guiding the student. So SAUK Multan would shortly be joining us. IT team, let me know when they're ready. Meanwhile, मैं UWS के ऊपर and UK के ऊपर further discussion करती हूँ. UWS stands for University of the West of Scotland. आपने confused नहीं होना with the name. It has its campuses in London as well. We have SAUK Multan. So let's go on for a live communication between our admission officer and
अस्सलामुअलैकुम. अस्सलामुअलैकुम.
वालेकुम सलाम.
मुल्तान से हमारे पास एक स्टूडेंट है अली हैदर. उनका कुछ सवालात हैं यूडब्ल्यूएस से रिलेटेड, वो पूछना चाहेंगे.
Hello, Ali Hadar.
I am Ali Hadar Khan from Multan, and yeah, I have two questions. My first question is about the accommodation of the university. Is university offering accommodation to the students? And my second question is that after the completion of the degree, is university is going to help the student for the job?
Yes, ये बड़े ज़बरदस्त क्वेश्चंस हैं. लेकिन आई वुड प्रेफर के कुछ क्वेश्चंस के जवाब जो है ना हम लोग डायरेक्टली यूनिवर्सिटी रिप्रेजेंटेटिव जो हैं उनसे ही लें तो बेहतर होगा. लेकिन मैं अपने नॉलेज के मुताबिक आपको जनरली बता देता हूँ कि नंबर ऑफ़ यूनिवर्सिटीज़ हैं यूके के अंदर जो अकोमोडेशन भी प्रोवाइड करती हैं. बट द गुड थिंग इज़ वेरी रिसेंटली SAUK ने एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन किया है जिसके अंदर SAUK की वेबसाइट के ऊपर भी ये फैसिलिटी अवेलेबल होगी अकोमोडेशन बुक करने की, और हमारे जो कलीग्स हैं ये भी आपके लिए अकोमोडेशंस बुक कर सकेंगे. ये फैसिलिटी अगस्त के स्टार्ट से अवेलेबल हो जाएगी. उसके अलावा यूनिवर्सिटी ख़ुद भी देती हैं, जैसे हमारे पास लंदन साउथ बैंक यूनिवर्सिटी है लंदन के अंदर, यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ चेस्टर है, बर्मिंघम सिटी यूनिवर्सिटी है, बेडफोर्डशायर यूनिवर्सिटी है, जो ये पब्लिक सेक्टर यूनिवर्सिटीज़ हैं, लार्ज स्केल यूनिवर्सिटीज़, इनके अपने हॉस्टल्स होते हैं। अगर आप उनके अंदर अकोमोडेशन लेना चाहें तो वो भी अवेलेबल होती है। प्राइवेट अकोमोडेशंस के लिए भी आप कर सकते हैं, लेकिन जो UWS लंदन जिनकी आज एक्सपो हो रही है बेसिकली, ये अकोमोडेशन इनके पास अपनी डेडिकेटेड अकोमोडेशन नहीं है, यानी अपने हॉस्टल्स नहीं है। यूनिवर्सिटी का जो मेन कैंपस है वो पेजले के अंदर है, स्कॉटलैंड के अंदर। वहाँ पर स्टूडेंट अकोमोडेशंस अवेलेबल है। जो लंदन कैंपस है ये कंपैरेटिवली छोटा कैंपस है, तो यहाँ पर अकोमोडेशंस यूनिवर्सिटी की तरफ से अवेलेबल नहीं है।
Okay, sir. My second question is about the job. After the completion of the degree, each university is going to help the student.
यस बिल्कुल। तकरीबन तमाम यूनिवर्सिटी जो यूके के अंदर है ना, सब ने अपने कैरियर ऑफिस बनाए होते हैं। कैरियर ऑफिस जो होते हैं ना, नॉर्मली काफ़ी मेन लोकेशन के ऊपर होते हैं ताकि वो तमाम स्टूडेंट्स को विजिबल रहें। वो आपको CV ड्राफ्ट करने के अंदर, इंटरव्यूज़ बुक करने के अंदर, जॉब सर्च करने के अंदर हेल्प करते हैं। यूके के अंदर ये एक बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट समझा जाता है स्टूडेंट की सक्सेस जर्नी के अंदर, कि उनको हेल्प की जाए जॉब के साथ कनेक्ट करने के लिए। डिफरेंट जॉब फेयर्स भी होते हैं। जॉब फेयर्स यूनिवर्सिटी के कैंपसेस के अंदर होते हैं, जहाँ पे यूनिवर्सिटी डिफरेंट कंपनीज आती हैं, जैसे पाकिस्तान के अंदर भी आई थिंक ये होता है आजकल। वहाँ पर भी आप उनके साथ इंटरेक्शन कर सकते हैं। कैरियर काउंसलिंग ऑफिसर्स भी होते हैं यूनिवर्सिटीज़ के अंदर, आप उनसे भी गाइडेंस ले सकते हैं। लेकिन एक बड़ी ज़बरदस्त चीज़ है जो अभी वेरी रिसेंटली PPP यूनिवर्सिटी ने इंट्रोड्यूस करवाई है, जो बिल्कुल यूनिक है मार्केट से। उसके अंदर उन्होंने ये किया है कि एक बहुत फेमस कंपनी है जो ट्रेनिंग्स करवाती है, प्रोफेशनल ट्रेनिंग्स टू गेट इनटू द जॉब्स। उस कोर्स की 5 दिन का वो कोर्स होता है, उसकी फ़ीस है तकरीबन 3000 से 5000 पाउंड में। यूनिवर्सिटी ने ये ऑफ़र किया कि अगर आप यूनिवर्सिटी से डिग्री करते हैं तो आपको वो कोर्स यूनिवर्सिटी करवाएगी, और अगर आपको उसके बाद 6 महीने के अंदर जॉब नहीं मिलती तो यूनिवर्सिटी आपको वो फ़ीस वापस कर देगी। जो ये इसको वो कहते हैं जॉब गारंटी। तो और सेकेंडली वैसे भी आपको शायद पता होगा कि BPP यूनिवर्सिटी जो है उसकी जो एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी रेशो है वो 97% है, यानी 97% ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स जो यूनिवर्सिटी से डिग्री करते हैं उनको डिग्री कंप्लीट करने के 6 मंथ के अंदर अंदर जॉब मिल जाती है। अब उसको मज़ीद बूस्ट करने के लिए उन्होंने ये प्रोफेशनल ट्रेनिंग कोर्स भी मुतारफ़ करवाया है, जो मनी बैक गारंटी के साथ है कि अगर आपको ये कोर्स करने के बाद भी जॉब नहीं मिलती तो आपको यूनिवर्सिटी फ़ीस वापस कर देगी। तो यानी इससे आप अंदाज़ा कर सकते हैं कि यूनिवर्सिटीज़ यूके के अंदर जो हैं, इंक्लूडिंग यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ द वेस्ट ऑफ स्कॉटलैंड, कितने हद तक कॉन्फिडेंट हैं कि वो अपने स्टूडेंट्स को क्या पढ़ा रहे हैं, उसकी मार्केट में क्या ज़रूरत है। बिल्कुल उसको उन्होंने चीज़ों को अलाइन किया हुआ है। तो बिल्कुल भी ये बहुत ज़्यादा फ्रूटफुल क्वालिफिकेशंस हैं स्टूडेंट्स के लिए कैरियर वाइज।
Thank you so much.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर शहजाद।
वालेकुम सलाम। हमा कैसी हैं
दिस
आप?
इज हुमा। ठीक ठाक सर, आप कैसे हैं?
मैं ठीक।
सर वी हैव अ स्टूडेंट एंड वो कुछ क्वेश्चंस पूछना चाहते हैं, तो मैं चाहती हूँ कि स्टूडेंट्स खुद आपसे पूछें। जी अगेन।
जी बिल्कुल।
For giving this opportunity to ask directly question from you. Thank you. Thanks for all of you. Okay, my question is, what are the facilities you're providing for the international students, especially as we are from an underdeveloped country like Pakistan? So, can you please brief?
Huma, can you repeat the question, please?
What are the facilities you're providing for international students in London, as you're a campus of the Scottish University? So, especially I'm asking about the facilities you're providing for an underdeveloped country like we are from Pakistani.
Yes, number one, سب سے امپورٹنٹ چیز کیا ہے کہ کرنسی فلکچویٹ کر رہی ہے پاکستان کے اندر نا، اسٹوڈنٹس کے لیے ایکسپینسو سے ایکسپینسو ہوتا جا رہا ہے پاکستانی روپیز کے اندر پے کرنا. اسکالرشپس، سب سے زیادہ اسکالرشپ اناؤنس کیا ہے یونیورسٹی نے، اوور 5000 پاؤنڈ اسکالرشپ ہے، جو ایکچولی اباؤٹ 33% آف دا ٹیوشن فی بنتا ہے. تمام اسٹوڈنٹس کے لیے پاکستان کے اندر اویلیبل ہے ٹو کمپنسیٹ دیٹ لاس دیٹ دے آر میکنگ آن دا کرنسی ایکسچینج. ٹوٹل فیس جو ہے وہ بلو 10,000 کر دی ہے انہوں نے. نمبر 2، آپ کو ورلڈ کلاس یعنی دنیا کی بیسٹ لائبریریز، کلاس رومس، ٹیچنگ فیسلٹیز، اینڈ آن ٹاپ آف دیٹ جو سب سے امپورٹنٹ چیز جس کو میں سمجھتا ہوں امپلائبلٹی کے پوائنٹ آف ویو سے، وہ یہ ہے کہ جو ٹیچر ہوتے ہیں دے آر ناٹ ٹریڈیشنل اکیڈیمک اسٹاف. جیسے ہمارے یہاں پاکستان کے اندر ہوتا ہے کہ ٹیچرس کو ہائر کیا جاتا ہے جنہوں نے پی ایچ ڈی کی ہوتی ہے، پھر وہ سیم لیکچر کافی سالوں تک ریپیٹ کرتے رہتے ہیں، تھریٹیکل نالج یعنی کہ جس کو ہم کہتے ہیں، وہ ان کو ڈلیور کیا جاتا ہے. لیکن یو کے اندر یہ سب سے بڑا ڈفرینس ہے کہ جو ٹیچرز ہوتے ہیں دے آر موسٹلی فرام دا انڈسٹری، اور either they are directly from the industry, they are working from some international companies or top notch companies, or they are connected with them. So جو باہر ڈیمانڈ ہوتی ہے بزنسز کی، اس کے مطابق کورس ڈیزائن کیے جاتے ہیں اور پھر اسٹوڈنٹس کو وہ ڈلیور کیے جاتے ہیں. یہ سب سے مین ڈفرینس ہے جو یونیورسٹیز انڈیا، پاکستان، بنگلہ دیش میں ہیں اور جو یونیورسٹیز یو کے، کینیڈا، آسٹریلیا، امریکہ میں ہیں. اس کا آؤٹ کم یہ نکلتا ہے کہ جو امپلائبلٹی کے چانسز ہیں وہ کافی زیادہ بڑھ جاتے ہیں. آن ٹاپ آف دیٹ انڈر ڈیولپ کنٹریز کی آپ بات کر رہے تھے، تو آپ کو رائٹ آف ورک دیا جاتا ہے. 20 hours پر ویک آپ ورک کر سکتے ہیں، جس کے ساتھ آپ ایزیلی اپنی اکاموڈیشن جو ہے اس کے ایکسپینسز میٹ کر سکتے ہیں.
سر میرا کوشچن یہ تھا کہ مطلب ہاؤ دس کیمپس واز ڈفرنٹ فرام دا اسکاٹش کیمپس، لائک مطلب یہاں پہ فیسلٹیز زیادہ یا بہتر دی جا رہی ہیں. اینڈ سیکنڈلی اسکالرشپ کی آپ نے بات کی، دیٹس ویری گڈ. یہ اسکالرشپس یونیورسٹی پرووائڈ کر رہی ہے، بٹ آن سم اسپیسیفک سبجیکٹس، لائک 4 یا 5 کوئی سبجیکٹس ہیں جن کے اوپر ڈپارٹمنٹس ہیں جن کے اوپر اسکالرشپ پرووائڈ کی جا رہی ہے، باقی ڈپارٹمنٹ کو نہیں پرووائڈ کی جا رہی.
کیمپس کو کمپیئر کرنا چاہ رہے ہیں آپ، جو ان کا مین کیمپس ہے پیزلے کیمپس اور لندن کیمپس کو؟
رائٹ، جی بالکل ایسا ہی ہے.
یا لندن کیمپس جو ہے وہ مین کیمپس ہے یونیورسٹی کا، سوری جو پیزلے کیمپس ہے. جو لندن کیمپس ہے یہ ان کا سب کیمپس ہے. بہت ساری یونیورسٹیز ہیں جنہوں نے اپنے سب کیمپسز کھولے ہوئے ہیں پرٹیکولرلی لندن کے اندر. اس کی مین ریزن یہ ہے کہ جو امپلائبلٹی کے چانسز ہیں، جو ورک اپرچونیٹیز ہیں اسٹوڈنٹس کے لیے، وہ لندن کے اندر بہت زیادہ ہیں ایز کمپیئر ٹو آؤٹ سائڈ دا لندن. although the size of the campus is small, the Paisley campus is too big, لیکن پھر بھی جو اسٹوڈنٹس کا زیادہ ٹرینڈ ہے، زیادہ رجحان ہے، وہ لندن کی طرف ہے. ہمارے پاس جو اپلیکیشنز آتی ہیں وہ بھی زیادہ تر سب سے پہلے لندن کے لیے ہی اسٹوڈنٹس اس کو کرنا چاہ رہے ہیں. تو اس کی ریزن امپلائبلٹی سب سے بڑی ریزن ہے. میں نے جیسے بتایا آپ کو، جہاں پر پیزلے کیمپس ہے، پیزلے اسمال ٹاؤن، وہاں پر آپ کو جاب اپرچونٹی اتنی نہیں ملے گی. آپ کو گلاسگو آنا پڑے گا، آپ کو ایڈنبرا جانا پڑے گا جابس کے لیے، ٹریول کر کے دوسرے نیئر بائی بگ سٹیز کے اندر. یہاں پر آپ کو یہ چیلنج نہیں آئے گا. باقی فیسلٹیز بائی ٹیچنگ فیسلٹی سیم ہے، ٹیچرز سیم ہیں، یونیورسٹیز کے ہی ٹیچر ہیں جو ادھر پڑھاتے ہیں، انہی میں سے کچھ فیکلٹی ادھر پڑھا رہی ہے. بلکہ لندن آفس کے اندر ایک اور ایک ایڈوانٹیج یہ بھی ہے کہ وہاں پر کیونکہ ساری ملٹی نیشنل کمپنیز کے ہیڈ آفسز وہاں پہ ہیں، تو یہ میں نے خود پریکٹیکلی یہ چیز دیکھی ہے کہ لندن کیمپس کے اندر جو ان کے پاس ٹیچرز ہیں نا، وہ کافی زیادہ انڈسٹری سے ہیں. یعنی آپ یہ کہہ سکتے ہیں جو پریکٹیکل نالج ہے نا، that matches with the industry requirement, वो लंदन कैंपस में शायद ज़्यादा एक्सपीरियंस होता होगा स्टूडेंट्स को as compared to
All
based
right,
in
I have one more question. Can I shift during my studies during from one campus to another campus? अगर मैं एक सेमेस्टर किसी और कैंपस में करना चाहूँ और बाकी 2 या 1 सेमेस्टर किसी दूसरे कैंपस में करना चाहूँ, is it possible?
इसमें एग्जाम्पशंस अप्लाई होती हैं। जस्ट 10 मिनट में यूनिवर्सिटी के रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स हमें ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं। आप अगर 10 मिनट के बाद उनसे ये क्वेश्चंस करें तो सबकी लर्निंग हो जाएगी।
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Within 10 minutes,
sir, we have
they are joining. They will give short presentation about the university. क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज है स्टूडेंट्स के लिए, क्या फैसिलिटीज है। अभी जो स्टूडेंट्स ने सबने क्वेश्चंस किए हैं पिछले 20-30 मिनट के अंदर, ये तमाम चीज़ें वो एक प्रेजेंटेशन की शक्ल के अंदर आपको बताएंगे खुद से, फिर आप उनके साथ ये वाला क्वेश्चन भी कर सकते हैं।
Okay, sir, we have another student as well, तो हम उनको भी लाइव ले लेते हैं।
प्लीज़ आप स्टे करें ऑफिस के अंदर, यूनिवर्सिटी के कलीग्स आ रहे हैं तो उनके साथ भी बात कीजिएगा।
Okay, all right.
ये हम कंटिन्यू कर सकते हैं हम लोग, तब तक हम लोग अपनी डिस्कशन कर सकते हैं। स्टूडेंट्स हमें
ठीक है,
देख रहे हैं लाइव, तो कुछ ना कुछ नॉलेज उनको डिलीवर हो रहा है। Meanwhile, we are all waiting for the university representatives to join us.
Okay. Okay, Muntazir, you can ask now.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर।
वालेकुम सलाम।
सर मेरा सवाल ये है कि आप फीस तो सबसे कम ऑफर कर रहे हैं, लेकिन सिर्फ चंद कोर्सेज में कर रहे हैं। बेसिकली यार मेरा बैकग्राउंड है, मैंने 5 साल लॉ किया है, तो मैं बिजनेस में या इस तरह के सब्जेक्ट्स में क्यों जाऊं? अपना मतलब टेस्ट या अपना फ्यूचर सारे ही चेंज कर दूं सिर्फ 2-4 हज़ार पाउंड के लिए?
या बिल्कुल आप सही कह रहे हैं। ये कोर्सेज सिर्फ एक कह लें कि वक्ती तौर पे, यूके के अंदर इन्फ्लेशन रेट काफ़ी हाई चला गया है, सारी वर्ल्ड के अंदर गया है। जैसे पाकिस्तान के अंदर हम लोग कहते हैं महंगाई काफ़ी बढ़ गई है, तो यूके के अंदर भी हर चीज़ की कॉस्ट जो है ना, लिविंग कॉस्ट, हर चीज़ का एक्सपेंस बढ़ गया है बहुत ज़्यादा। आपने देखा होगा तमाम यूनिवर्सिटीज़ ने यूके के अंदर अपनी फ़ीस जो है वो ईयरली जो है ना उसमें इंक्रीज़ की है, इस सितंबर में पर्टिकुलरली। अब सवाए 1-2 यूनिवर्सिटीज़ के अलावा कोई भी यूनिवर्सिटी जो है ना वो 15,000 से नीचे कोर्स ऑफर नहीं कर रही सितंबर इनटेक के अंदर। ग्रॉस फीस जो है वो तो तकरीबन 17,000 से भी ऊपर चली गई हैं। उसके ऊपर फिर स्कॉलरशिप्स करके उसको कुछ यूनिवर्सिटीज़ ने 15 से नीचे की है, स्लाइटली से नीचे की है। इस यूनिवर्सिटी ने हमारी रिक्वेस्ट के ऊपर, क्योंकि हमने उनको रिक्वेस्ट किया कि हमारे काफ़ी इशू है करेंसी रेट का, तो आप कुछ हमें स्पेशल स्कॉलरशिप्स दें, तो दे कुड मैनेज ओनली 3 कोर्सेज जिनके ऊपर वो ये फ़ीस ऑफर कर सकते हैं। अदरवाइज़ ये बिल्कुल भी अफोर्डेबल नहीं है इंस्टीट्यूशंस के लिए इस टाइम के ऊपर कि वो अपने अखराजात को भी मेंटेन कर पाएँ इस फ़ीस के साथ। अगर आप इन डिग्रीज़ में नहीं जाना चाहते तो फिर आपको जो नॉर्मल स्ट्रीम की यूनिवर्सिटीज़ हैं, जैसे हमारे पास इकोनॉमिकल यूनिवर्सिटीज़ के अंदर यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ चेस्टर अवेलेबल है, स्टिल अंडर 15,000 है। उसके पास वैरायटी ऑफ सब्जेक्ट अवेलेबल हैं, रैंकिंग सिस्टम के अंदर भी है, पब्लिक सेक्टर भी है, जनवरी इनटेक भी अवेलेबल है उसकी। अभी आई थिंक शायद सितंबर की क्लोज हो गई हैं एप्लीकेशंस, हम से ही बता सकती हैं। उसके बाद हमारे पास बीपीपी यूनिवर्सिटी है, जिनकी लॉ एंड अकाउंटेंसी स्पेशलाइजेशन है, काफ़ी फेमस है दोनों कोर्सेज के अंदर। वो भी उन्होंने स्कॉलरशिप के बाद उनकी जो फीस है वो 13,700 है एट द मोमेंट। बाकी तमाम यूनिवर्सिटीज़ अनफॉर्चुनेटली 15,000 और उससे ऊपर चले गई हैं, तो ये एक लिमिटेड सी अपॉर्चुनिटी है स्टूडेंट्स के लिए।
सर क्या फ्यूचर में इस बात की कोई उम्मीद है कि ये यूनिवर्सिटी जो बाकी सोशल डिग्रीज हैं उनकी भी इस तरह ही डिस्काउंट दे?
नहीं, ये हमने उनसे पूछा था कि क्या आप इस ऑफर को एक्सटेंड करेंगे जनवरी इनटेक के लिए या बाकी कोर्सेज के लिए अगर आप कर सकते हैं, तो उन्होंने कहा कि नहीं। एक तो कुछ कोर्सेज हैं जिनके अंदर उनकी जो टीचिंग कॉस्ट है यूनिवर्सिटी की वो हाई है, उनके लिए बिल्कुल भी अफोर्डेबल नहीं है कि वो उन कोर्सेज को इस स्ट्रक्चर के ऊपर लेके आ सकें। तो ये लिमिटेड ऑफर है, आप कह लेंगे फ्यू डेज ही हैं, जब तक ये एप्लीकेशंस क्लोज नहीं हो जाते तो उसके बाद ये सब कुछ नॉर्मल, बैक टू नॉर्मल चला जाएगा। इस यूनिवर्सिटी की भी आई थिंक आफ्टर स्कॉलरशिप फीस जो है वो 13,000 समथिंग हो गई है सितंबर इनटेक में। तो ये फ्यू डेज के लिए ये ऑप्शन अवेलेबल है, उसके बाद सब लोग सेम फी स्ट्रक्चर पे चले जाएंगे।
चलिए, थैंक यू सर।
जी आप
Okay, we have another student as well. अगर टाइम है तो हम उनको ले ले लाए।
जी जी, हम अपनी डिस्कशन कंटिन्यू रख सकते हैं। स्टडी इन यूके के बारे में हम डिस्कशंस कर सकते हैं। जस्ट इन 5 minutes university representatives are going to join us, then students can ask particular questions about UWS London campus.
Okay. I think
Until then,
okay. अच्छा हो गया आप। हाँ क्वेश्चन कर लो।
अच्छा, मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि जनरल इनटेक में कॉम्पिटिटिव डिग्री एक्सेप्टेबल होगी यूडब्ल्यूएस में?
जनरल इनटेक के लिए क्या एक्सेप्टेबल होगा? कैन यू रिपीट हुमा?
प्लस 2 डिग्री एक्सेप्टेबल होगी यूडब्ल्यूएस के?
हुमा कैन यू रिपीट?
जो BA प्लस MA की डिग्रीज है तो क्या वो जनवरी इनटेक में एक्सेप्ट होगी या सिर्फ 4 years बैचलर एक्सेप्ट होगा? आई थिंक दिस क्वेश्चन इज मोर रिलेटेड टू द यूनिवर्सिटी।
ऐसे तमाम क्वेश्चंस जो फ्यूचर से रिलेटेड हैं, वी डोंट नो कि यूनिवर्सिटी क्या पॉलिसी अनाउंस करेगी, व्हाट दे आर थिंकिंग, व्हाट दे आर प्लानिंग। ठीक है, तो ये परफेक्ट क्वेश्चन है टू आस्क फ्रॉम द यूनिवर्सिटी रिप्रेजेंटेटिव। 5 minutes जस्ट और वेट रह गया है, दे आर गोइंग टू जॉइन अस। मीनवाइल आप उसके अलावा कोई क्वेश्चन है तो आप पूछ सकती हैं।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर, आई हैव SL UK फैसलाबाद, they have question, can I add them on screen?
Yes please.
Hi sir, hope you are doing well. This is Miss Sehat Tawqir and she has done BScs in 2022 and she'll be having some questions. It's over to you.
Hi sir, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
So basically I want to apply for MS IT with data analytics course as it is related to my previous education. But basically issue ये है कि मैं ऑक्सफोर्ड टेस्ट ये कर रही हूँ, बट उसकी जो मुझे डेट मिली है ना लाइक स्पीकिंग की, तो वो मुझे 2 अगस्त मिलेगी। तो इस बात की टेंशन है कि इसमें मेरी डिपॉजिट डेडलाइन ना गुजर जाए। लाइक अभी मैंने इंटरव्यू भी नहीं दिया और फिर इसके रिजल्ट में कितना टाइम लगेगा। आई डोंट वांट टू।
ठीक है, और ये कोर्स आप UWS लंदन में करना चाह रही हैं? ओके, ऐसा क्या डेडलाइन है हमारी UWS लंदन की एट द मोमेंट?
So 12 I guess for some courses which are for 10,000 pounds and liquid IT courses it is I guess 12 of August. And she's having sort of 2nd August for Oxford, right? 2nd August. And it will be a very neck to neck time for giving interviews, training interview and then PCI.
या बिल्कुल, ये क्वेश्चन भी आप क्यू में रखें प्लीज़। डेफिनेटली ये क्वेश्चन हमें यूनिवर्सिटी रिप्रेजेंटेटिव से पूछना है, क्योंकि हमारे बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स हैं जो इन स्टेजेस के ऊपर हैं, हमें उनके लिए थोड़ी एक्सटेंशन चाहिए होगी टाइम की। तो दे विल बी हैप्पी टू सी यू इन द ऑफिस एंड व्हेन यू विल टेल देम आपकी क्या सिचुएशन चल रही है इस टाइम के ऊपर, तो डेफिनेटली दे विल अनाउंस सम एक्सटेंशन। So stay in the office and ask this question again, please.
Alright, sir.
Thank you so much. The seminar is quite helpful. हम open discussions कर रहे हैं about UK market. बहुत सारे students obviously जिन्होंने graduation नहीं की हुई, हमारे पास मैट्रिक students हैं, OA levels के students हैं, बहुत सारे students बाहर जाना चाहते हैं। Very important message on behalf of UK कि avoid करें any fraudulent transactions, any fraudulent agents। हमारी ज़ीरो कंसल्टेशन चार्जेस हैं। हम किसी भी तरह की मनी ट्रांज़ैक्शन या पेमेंट आपसे नहीं लेते। हम मनी मैटर्स डील नहीं करते आपसे, इन सिंपल टर्म्स। हम आपके सेफ एंड लीगल चैनल्स ऑफ स्टेट बैंक अप्रूव्ड, व्हिच आर द बैंक्स ऑब्वियसली, उधर से आपकी टेलीग्राफिक ट्रांसफ़र करवाते हैं और अल्टरनेटिवली आप यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में डायरेक्ट पेमेंट करते हैं। किसी भी तरह आपने ये चीज़ अवॉइड करनी है कि अगर आपसे कोई डन बेसिस पे काम करवा रहा है या कोई स्टूडेंट्स जिनको हम सेफगार्ड कर सकते हैं विद राइट गाइडेंस, आप सबके लिए यही मेरा मैसेज है कि सही कंसल्टेंट्स के पास जाएँ, अपना पूरा प्रोसेस एमिकेबली करवाएँ, किसी तरह के भी चार्जेस ना दें उन्हें, किसी तरह की भी मनी मैटर्स में उनको इन्वॉल्व ना करें। अभी हम डिस्कशन कर रहे थे अपने एसएयू के फैसलाबाद ऑफिस से। हमारे पास बहुत सारे ऑफिसेज़ हैं इन क्यू। वी हैव एसएयू के लाहौर, मुल्तान, इस्लामाबाद एंड ऑल ओवर पाकिस्तान। सून डिफरेंट ऑफिसेज़ हमें जॉइन करेंगे। आप प्लीज़ हमारे साथ इन टच रहिएगा। ऑनलाइन क्वेरीज़ भी आई कैन सी बहुत सारी क्वेरीज़ आ रही हैं। एसएयू के फैसलाबाद ने हमें जॉइन किया है। काइंडली आप अपनी क्वेरीज हमसे पूछ सकती हैं एंड इफ आप अपने बच्चे को ऑलरेडी गाइड कर चुकी हैं मैडम, तो पूरी ऑडियंस को फैसिलिटेट करें कि बच्चों के सेम क्वेश्चंस इन क्वेश्चन।
Okay, hello everyone. This is me, Ariba Imtiaz from SAUK Islamabad office. I have two students here who wants to ask questions relating UWS. Please ask the question. Ijaz is here.
Assalamu alaikum.
Waalaikum
My name is Ijaz Ahmad Khan, and I have done my BS. I have studied of BS Sociology, Islamic International University, Islamabad. I came to visit SAUK Islamabad. Now I am applying for Master of Public Administration. They cleared mostly of my doubts, but I have few more questions. Can I ask?
Yes, sure.
Thank you. My question is, what opportunities are there for developing soft skills such as leadership, teamwork, and communication?
This is a great question. We have colleagues now live from UWS London campus. So I would prefer they answer the question. Yeah, just hold on, Mr. Jaz. You will soon be asked to repeat the question.
Thank you.
We are just waiting for Mr. Sajava to join the stage, and then we will start the formal session. Here you go. Assalamu alaikum, Sajava.
Aksam, how are you, Shazad?
I'm good, thank you. Yes, Sajava's session is live from last 1 hour. We have been talking to the students already. There are a number of students sitting in different offices of SAUK. They would, I would prefer if you start with your introduction and some introduction about the university and the opportunities that our students can avail at the university. And then they have a number of questions for you, which I'm trying to answer from last half an hour.
Okay. Fine. Thank you very much, Shazad, and greetings to all from London. I'll begin by introducing myself and then my two colleagues here with me as well. So my name is Saj Khan, and I look after the entire admissions and recruitment side of things for the Education Group London, who is in a direct service partnership with the University of the West of Scotland for their London campus. I've also got my colleagues here, Jenilyn Rose and Justina Basalago, who will be just present in the call. They're my two um, managers here in London, who also look after the recruitment side of things. I'll kick off with just a brief introduction. I'm sure you guys know who we are and our campus, but I'll give you a very quick summary. We've been in a partnership with UWS for the last 5 years almost now for their new London campus located in the Republic. We are on the 7th floor of the import building and 7th floor of the export building. So we have 2 floors which are adjacent to each other, literally a 1-minute walk across the 2 buildings. Over the course of 5 years, we've had over 6,000 to 7,000 international students come on to the campus on a range of different courses, predominantly being postgraduate offerings. However, at this moment, we have also added a few additional things to our portfolio, which I can briefly discuss today and give a insight into what's available at the campus and what the next intakes are, as well as what we're currently finalizing and finishing off. So if I just start with the campus itself and what we offer in terms of the products, we have, as I said, a range of postgraduate courses, some which are more known in the market than others, but I'll go through all of them just so that you're aware and you understand what we have. So we have the sort of standard MBAs, but with specialisms. So we have 4 main streams in that: leadership, banking and finance, logistics and supply chain management, as the main ones that are available, as well as having a master's in education studies, which requires you to have teaching experience, 2 years of it, I believe, the top of my head, as well as an MPA, a master's in public administration. We also have an MSc in IT with basic stream, and then 2 additional streams, which is MSc IT with project management and MSc IT with data analytics. There is also an MSc in project management itself, which is one of the more popular courses in the market, and you may have been aware of. We also have an MSc in accounting finance. That is again a more open entry generic course, as opposed to being a course asking for a specialist accounting background, i.e. ACCA or CIMA, right? So these are the main master's offerings that we have at the campus, and I'm sure if you get in touch with SA UK study advisors, they will be able to advise you further on what we have. Recently, we have also got a postgraduate research offering. So we have PhDs, 3-year PhDs on offer, which is something we're launching for an October 24 intake, as well as a February 25 intake, which details can be explained a bit later by your agent or the agency in question. But just to touch on PhD, give you a little bit more insight. Our PhDs are currently on the business side of things and the education side of things, right? We will hopefully be adding computing to it soon as well. But at this moment, we have a list of areas available in business and a list of areas available in education, all of which can be shared internally to begin off with. Now, what's unique about our PhD process is, unlike other universities, TEG manages the front-end evaluation of the PhD student. So if the student has a proposal ready, or a brief draft proposal that they're ready to submit, TEGS has its own internal academic team that does the evaluation, as opposed to the university supervisors doing the meeting. So that usually causes more logistical problems when you apply for PhD elsewhere, where supervisory availability is not readily available and students are waiting quite a long time to get an interview or a meeting before getting an offer letter. So we manage that front end process. At the end, there is a slight, obviously, additional time required for the admissions to happen. Usually 2 weeks is when we get the offers out into the market for PhD, but it's much quicker than some of the competition that's available. So PhD, as I said, is an additional offering that's there. And we are also launching, well, we have launched in this September intake itself, we have 3 undergraduate programs available, which is one, a bachelor's in international business, which has always been there from the very beginning. We also have a professional health studies, but that is it's a Scottish degree being offered in London, so the framework is slightly different. It's a 4-year degree, and various entry points available for the London campus. So again, I won't go into the exact.
I'd like
Yes.
to add, Maya, if we could have a brief introduction of your team, for example, Justiana or other members that have joined from UWS. All those who are watching would need a formal introduction for staff who's joined us from UWS. Not only this, but then we can jump on to students waiting in our offices to ask them direct questions. Let's say SEUK Festival is ready and other queries are to be answered online. If you can take on
Sure,
to...
Baji, so I introduced at the beginning already. Do you want me to do it again?
Yes, because with more audience have joined in on our Facebook pages, so we are getting more popular as soon as you've joined in. So if you can give a recap of TG and the guests that we have today, and then we can move on to SEUK Lahore and SEUK Festival and other offices. The students are waiting to have a one-on-one interaction with the university.
Sure. Okay. Just for everyone who's joined again, my name is Saj Khan. I look after the admissions and recruitment side of things here at the Education Group London, who is the direct service partner to the University of the West of Scotland for their London campus. I also have my 2 colleagues here who have joined in Justina and Jenilyn, who are 2 managers here at the London office, looking after recruitment side of things as well. Yeah, Bajis, do you want to go into questions now?
Thank you, Sadawul. Can we have SEUK Festival with one of the students? Can you go on? Ask your question, please.
Hi, Sajawal, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Good to see you.
I'm good too. Same here. She's my student, Seher, and she was having a concern that she was applying for IT courses in UWS London September intake. But while booking the Oxford, she got the slot for 2nd of August. But considering the deadlines, she was not sure that she would be taking this intake or not. So in this case, what would you prefer to do?
Sorry, I missed the first. She got what for the 2nd of August?
She booked the Oxford test for 2nd of August, but she would
So,
not be meeting the deadlines for this intake. So what would you prefer?
yeah, so current deadlines have been slightly extended by a week. So at the moment, for applications interviews are being cut off a day early. So I think the latest date for an interview to happen and application to be submitted is the 8th of August to the 9th for it to be processed, right? So if the results do come earlier than that, we can always give it our best shot to try and accommodate for this current intake.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
No problem.
Lahore office would like to ask a few questions. Would you please unmute yourself and we'd be happy to take your query. Lahore office, unmute yourself and we'd be happy to take your queries and questions.
Hello, this is Huma from SEUK Lahore, Town. How are you? Sijawal
Hi.
Khan,
Yes.
Justina, and
I'm good. How are you? Sorry, I don't think the line's that clear. Can you repeat the question, please?
yes, we have a student, and she has some question about entry requirements. So, Rubia, please ask.
अच्छा मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि 2+2 यानी बैचलर्स और मास्टर्स की डिग्रीज कॉमुलेटिव एक्सेप्टेबल है जॉइनिंग टेक में
Basically, she want to ask that BA plus MA degrees, which is offered in Pakistan as a postgraduate degrees, 2 years bachelor's plus 2 years master's, which is equal to 16 years educations or 16 years bachelor's. So, will
Yes.
it be acceptable in future or in January intake or not?
2 years bachelor's and 2 years master's usually is accepted for any ordinary degree, ordinary required master's. So if the master's requirement an ordinary degree equivalent, it should be all okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, thank you.
Do you have another student that you would want on a live seminar at CUK Lahore, or should we jump to another office? Thank you so much for all the representatives from UWS who have joined us today. It's a pleasure for SAUK to have you with us. Meanwhile, we'll be joining in with other students. We have a high turnout today, and I would like to show you about some screens around as well. So while we're waiting for other students to join in, I hope you can see my screen about SAUK. Is that, can someone confirm, please?
I can't see at the moment.
Okay. So basically, we are a Pakistan-based consultancy who established in Manchester. We have multiple offices in Pakistan, and we are trying to engage with students live today. So we'll be moving across offices and multiple offices. I see Lahore, Multan, Chakwa, Islamabad. These offices have a number of students waiting and anxiously waiting for you to ask their queries. Some of the queries are Sajal, students are saying, why do you have the discounted fee offers for business courses? Why not other courses? Would you want to elaborate on that, please?
Incentives and schemes are always done on the basis of internal university deliberation. So I can't exactly say why it's not available for the business courses or why it's available for the courses that it is. But usually there's always a look into current numbers, saturation, where the demand is in the current portfolio, and how to spread the load slightly, right? So there's always a more of a prudent strategic reason as to why incentives are being offered for certain courses.
And students that have more questions. So if SEK Multan, SEK Multan go on, you have to waiting. Ask your question.
Hello, this is Kareem from SEUK Multan. We have one student from SEUK Multan. She has some questions regarding UWS.
My question is that what are the health services available on campus for the international students?
Sorry, what are the which services?
Ask again.
What are the health services available on campus for international students?
Are you saying health services?
Yes.
Health services, well, I mean, I'm gonna try and take that question to assume what you're talking about is the support services available for the students. There is a student union and a student council-based office within the campus itself that is there dedicated to deal with any student queries, whether it be any personal issues outside of the study work or outside of study life, sorry, should I say. and there are dedicated advisors and a desk where students can actually approach and seek assistance and get assistance. Yeah, I hope I answered the question there. Is there anything else?
Is that my another question is that any mental health support from the teachers on the campus for the students?
Sorry, the line's not as clear. Can you repeat it one more time, please?
Can you repeat? Is there any mental health support on campus from the teachers for the students?
As I said, it's not from the teachers as such, it's from the student support services that are based inside the campus. So there will be a student support desk service as part of the student union services that are there to not only, as I said, support on any mental well-being issues, it would be to do with anything at all the student would want assistance with, right? So sometimes it's just acclimatizing to the UK and being in a new environment with new people. So there is a lot of support, student one-on-one counseling sessions, one-on-one meetings that can be booked. And as I said, there's dedicated advisors on behalf of UWS that are actually based inside the London campus. Usually it's in the import building, not in the export. So in the import building, just by the reception on the right-hand side, there's a student union office there that students can go up to and seek assistance.
Yeah, so that was related to this.
How does
Sorry. Carry on.
can I ask my question?
I didn't hear that.
Yes, go on.
How does the safety insurance of the students from the university for their well-being?
How is the safety assurance from the university? Is that what you're asking?
Student safety insurance from the university campus.
Okay. I mean, every university in the UK or regulated university will have safety procedures and safety protocols. Every staff will be trained on first aid. Well, there will be a portion of staffs trained on first aid deliverance as well as fire safety marshals. So there is a lot of safety procedures in place at the London campus as it's run by a regulated university in the UK. Especially from a public sector side of things, you have to be in accordance to all government regulations. So I can assure there should be no worries about safety procedures or any of the regulations not being followed. It's a public sector university that has to adhere to all regulations. Yep.
Thank you, Star, for very base. All the students NHS provides a good platform for all the students who come to the UK. So the UK government is very keen on providing individual support to all the students. I'm sure you all would be aware that you have to pay your IHS fee before coming to the UK, which means that you'd be guaranteed health services. If unfortunately you want to book an appointment with the doctor, go visit the health services centre, emergency helplines, consultation. All of that would be provided to you by the UK government as well when you're in the UK. So you don't need to worry about it at all. Hopefully you see in need for any of this. Well, all safety protocols out. I think you ask about the courses and the fee or the structured programs. So we
Yes, Javel.
Live on Facebook, so we have a lot of questions from our audience. So I want to answer their questions. First question we have from Adil Data. He is asking that what is the teaching style like at UWS London campus? Lectures, seminars, or workshops? Would you please elaborate this to the student?
Yeah, sure. So in every course or every course that the student comes to do, there is always usually a mixture of teaching deliverance that happens. So whether you label it as assessment methods or just general teaching deliverance, it is usually a mixture of lectures, seminars, workshops, and then out of that, the students would have to, again, as I said, depending on the course, deliver some presentations, do group work, group coursework, and group assignments. So there is usually in any UK institution or when you come to the UK, the style of teaching is slightly different to what you may be used to when you have studied back home, in the sense that you are often given a lecture at the university, and then you have to do some self-service where you go and do a little bit of your own research, and then you come back during a seminar, or what sometimes is referred to as a tutorial, and you sit with your peers and the teacher in a close, a smaller format. A lecture is quite big. Sometimes there's many students present inside a lecture room, whereas a seminar is smaller and a smaller group where you can then talk to the tutor or the lecturer that's there leading the seminar and have more of a one-on-one interaction, as well as asking questions to your peers and working through some of the problems that you may have encountered in your independent research. So hopefully that answers the question. It is a mixture, and you will be exposed to different ways of learning, which I'm sure will develop you in your interpersonal skills, as well as your career, as well as your way of critical thinking and analysis.
Okay, we have another question, that what type of assessments or evaluation can I expect? Basically, the student wants to ask about the examination system. Is it assignment based or paper based or quiz based?
Again, back to the first answer I did, it depends on the course you're doing. So some are 100% coursework, which are assignment based, whereas some are based on a split. It might be a percentage that's coursework, a percentage that's exams, and then a percentage that's even sometimes a presentation, right? That is counts as part of your final grade. So again, it depends on the course you're choosing. But if you go onto our UWS London website, under every course, there is an assessment tab, an assessment methods tab, which basically breaks down very clearly what you can expect in that course, what that course assessment structure is like. So you can do a little bit of reading, research, and find out when you're choosing a course as to what you can expect within that type of study.
Okay, the third question from the audience is, are there opportunities for practical experience such as internships or work placements, or students who can work at UWS?
So in terms of the course itself, we don't have any course offering that has direct placement inbuilt to the course. So sometimes you might have heard about placement courses which have 1 year placement in industry. We don't offer that at the London campus. However, what we have found, previous students and our experiences, is we have a lot of networking events throughout the entire year. And that's usually offered in conjunction either from UWS's end, or we offer it from TEG's end via the TEG Club, which I can also speak about a bit later. But we offer lots of opportunities of industry people coming in. Some new courses that we've got and coming will also have opportunities of people from the industry coming in and delivering talks. So at that stage, there is always an availability of students inquiring to see if they can get some work experience in the industry or not. As you know, the UK government also offers the post-study work visa for 2 years, a graduate work visa, which is available for you to gain that experience following your studies. But as it comes from the course inbuilt into the course, we don't have placement opportunities, but we offer plenty and plenty and plenty of interactions with industry for you to be able to network and get yourself some experience.
Okay, we have another question from Shoaib Rana. If I take admission in MAID or MSc IT, then my class schedule for a week will consist of how many days?
So I can't comment on individual courses because every course depends on the modules you pick. Okay, so every module will lead to a slightly different timetable. Um, Usually, the rule of thumb is that it is a full-time course, so you can be expected to come in anywhere between 3 to 5 days a week. Now, depending on semester to semester, it changes. You may have more lectures online, but there is a deliverance to come into the campus and study at the campus, and that's the way most timetables are structured. But again, as I said, I won't be able to give you a particular commentary on each course because every course will vary, and there's lots of different variables that affect the timetabling. But the general consensus, this isn't just UWS, it's a UK-wide initiative, is that you will have lectures and seminars in campus, on campus, as the majority, and anything done online will be as supplement and in addition to the online in-person teaching that happens.
Okay.
No, I think she's cut out.
Hi, Sajawal. This is Amna from SUK Islamabad.
Hi there.
Hi. So I have a student with me who want to ask a few questions.
Sure.
Hi, my name is Adnan Rashid. I am a software engineer. I am interested in IT program in January 2025. Will you offer MSc IT with project management with same fee, which is £9,950?
The current initiatives of enhanced scholars, enhanced bursaries for those particular courses, which you mentioned as well, MSc IT covers under, is only a September 2024 initiative. It is not an initiative that will carry on until the January 25 intake, unfortunately. And that's just, as things stand, that's unfortunately will stop at September.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. So, Jabal, I have one more question. Basically, one student has sent me this question. He wants to know that does the university offer career counseling or resume workshops and interview preparation at the university?
Yes, it's not just a university, so I think this is probably a good time to talk about Tech Club as well for all the viewers. But yes, the university has career counseling services as part of the student support services based inside of the university itself. But also as supplementary to that, we also, as TEG, have an initiative called Tech Club, which is a access to all students that are coming into the university via Tech for the London campus, who have access to Tech Club as a free membership. So as part of induction, you are able to sign up. We have a stall, a dedicated desk in the export building, 7th floor, where you can go in and sign up for Tech Club. And Tech Club has and runs various initiatives throughout the year. And as part of that, usually a lot of initiatives are careers-driven initiatives where students, big companies will come in, or there will be personal careers advisors that will come in, deliver talks, lectures, or seminars, and there will be workshops and various different types of activities that the students can engage in to help build their resume. They might help build their LinkedIn profile and so on. So there is a lot of opportunities there for sure.
Please come here. Hi, Sajawal. This is Mr. Adil Nasir, and I have a couple of questions from his side. First of all, the courses which are falling in the category of 950 pounds, would this offer be extended to Jan intake as well?
No, unfortunately not. It will be a September 24 initiative only.
So aren't there any chances of certain flexibility for Jan
At,
intake?
at this moment, unfortunately not.
Okay, second thing is that other than UWS, there are multiple options in London and as well as in Peslet for student. So what are those specific points that why a student should choose UWS? Can you please specify that?
Sure, I think that's a good question. So, one of the main points that I would like to stress, I think I just talked a little bit about some of the initiatives Tech does to your colleague from the office, but the main unique selling point of UWS London especially is one that Tech is a direct service partner to them, so admissions and recruitment is done very differently to other universities. We tend to try and turn around especially the offer making process as soon as possible. We have our interview steps that, of course, sometimes students look at and say, oh, I don't need to do an interview elsewhere. But the main reason for that is because we want to ensure that the climate that the students come in UWS London is something that works for them and gives them the best experience. Now, as on top of that, as I said, every student coming in is coming in to the heart of London. We have a location of Republic, which is a very convenient location for transport travel, as well as a lot of accommodation available in the surrounding areas. But more importantly, in the experience itself, TEG runs a lot of initiatives with UWS itself to give students an experience that they will probably not find in the competition for the London universities that are available. And as part of what I mentioned was Tech Club, but it's not necessarily Tech Club that I want to talk about. I want to talk about the initiatives and experiences that the students get. So we had recently, for example, a major cricket match and tournament that was run for all students free of charge. Everything was supplied to the students. There's tours of London. There is a bus tour that we did. There was also a general sightseeing tour, all funded by us, not a penny to the student. All it requires the student to do is come in, sign up, register for free, and we will then take them first come, first served to various events throughout the entire year. So we schedule our events for nearly 12 months in advance. And as I said, as part of that is your career boosting workshops. It's your general counseling workshops that just talk to students about what they want to do and work opportunities after finishing their course. So there's a lot of extracurricular services that are provided to the students as part of TEG's partnership with UWS at the London campus, which I'm sure they will find it difficult to see in other London universities and what they offer.
All right, Sijabal, thanks much for that elaborative answer. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you, Sajawal, for answering all our queries. We have a number of questions coming on Facebook, all our social media platforms. Many students have joined in, so I would like you to carry on talking about UWS, the campuses, its free structure for the students, and especially why should UK be a chosen destination for students willing to come abroad? So please.
No problem. I think before the questions and answers session started, was talking about the portfolio offerings. So I'll just do a finish off on that, and then we can perhaps talk about, as I said, more about the UK centric approach. So we mentioned all of the postgraduate offerings that are there. As I said, MBAs, MSc-ITs, streams, project management, MPA, as well as accounting and finance, and so on. Undergraduate offerings, we have three main offerings, which is a BAIB, a Bachelor's in International Business, BSc in Professional Health Studies, but entry points aren't direct entry into into that course. And we also have a BSc Collaborative Health and Social Care for students that have already done a certain level of qualifications, right? And more detail can be found on our website. So I'd encourage you to look at that. Now, what is to come? And I'll explain. Obviously, currently our deadlines are set as the 9th of August for all applications to be submitted by. So interviews will cut off a bit earlier, and CAS requests to be all done by the week following, which will be the 16th. And that will conclude September intake. But moving on, we will go into the January 25 intake, which will have an additional brand new course offering for Jan 25, which I'll probably make the announcement now, which is going to be a MSc in cybersecurity, which has recently been announced and will be offered for January 25 onwards, and details of which again can be found on our website. And I would encourage you to look at that. There will be a slight, previous academic requirement needed. You'll need a degree from a certain discipline, as well as 2 years of experience if applicable. But it's a very exciting new course to come in, because we are building 2 purpose-built cyber labs inside the university itself. So they will be, fit to regulations to run a cybersecurity program. And as I said, that will be available from January 25 onwards. Yeah. I think we have another office for questions. Is that correct?
Yeah. Thank you for allowing me, Steph. I have a student, and he's asking why the initial deposit is like 70%.
70% for which course?
For MPA.
So it's not 70%. What it is, if you look at all of our other course offerings, the standard headline fee is around 15,500, so £15,500, and minus the country bursary that's awarded, it usually works out to be around 13,750, so on. And we are charging a 50% deposit across all of those courses. Now, for the at this moment in time, for the discounted courses, the enhanced bursary for the MPA, MSc, ITs, and MEd, we are not doing a 70% deposit as such. We are charging the same deposit in line with the other courses, and that's usually to just make finance a bit easier for the institution itself, rather than charging multiple different levels of deposits, which won't work out logistically easy to manage, right? So it's not necessarily a 70% deposit, even though it shows, because the fee comes down to 9,950. It's actually the same deposit in line with the rest of the courses.
Thanks for the clarification.
Sure. Any other questions, or should I carry on?
Thank you, Sajal. We're trying to show you that there's an expo live happening at all our offices. They are well decorated, well There are students waiting in the queue to get their questions answered. Would be moving from one office to another. SEUK Festival office would be joining us soon, and they have a few students waiting for you. Especially, you're very popular amongst our students. They want to talk to you before coming to the UK. They have been waiting, and they're very excited to have a quick word with you.
No
Before
problem.
we move on to other offices, many students have this question about different countries. Let's say for them, they just know that they have to study abroad. Specifically for the UK market, so Joel, what would you add on that how important it is for your career to come to London, especially it being a corporate hub, and the academia royalty that UK enjoys? If you can touch on the aspects on UK market, that'd be quite interesting. And we also have a UK festival. So if you answer that question, I'd be going backstage and then you can answer.
Sure.
Hi, Shravan, once again. I have a student named Aftab, Mr. Aftab. He was having a query regarding the campus facilities of UWS London. Can you please elaborate about the campus facilities regarding the students' perspective, and what is the expected strength of the students in this intake?
And where is this located?
Basically, he wants to discuss about the location of this campus.
And strength of students. Okay.
Sure. So in terms of location, just to give you an exact description, it is within East London. It will come underneath East London, under the in the area of East India Docks. The complex itself is called the Republic, and located next to the Republic. As I said, it's around 10 minutes away from Canary Wharf, which you may have heard of as being the financial business district of London. So it's very near to the center of London. It's not quite bang on in the middle, but it's just around the corner. So it's a slightly more student-friendly environment. And within the Republic, there are two big, large buildings. There is one import and one export, which you can see when you go onto UWS London's website. And if you click on virtual tour, it will explain and show you all of those things. There's a nice video that guides you through that. So it's, as I said, that's where it's located. And the nearest transport link is only a 2-minute walk, as what we call the East India DLR station. And that's one form of public transport. But of course, there's also bus routes and other transport methods that are available. Now, going on to the first part of the question, which is the facilities and what's available at the campus itself. So as I mentioned to you before, the campus is building on a lot of the space that we have at the moment, adding on lots of different things for students. As part of that is obviously IT resources. So there are laptop resources available for students. And also, as well as that, there is open plan learning area. There's booths, quiet study rooms and study booths where you can sit and do some of your coursework or group presentation work that you need to. Internally, there are also vending machines, and there's a student cafe in the complex itself. In the building itself, in the import building, there is also a gym, a public gym that's also accessible to students at a discounted rate. If you sign up to one of the student discount services that are available. So in and around the campus itself, the complex, as well as the actual physical floors, there are a range of facilities available to students to come in and take use of and be part of their overall student experience.
All right. Thank you so much, Sajjad. Thank you.
No problem. We have two offices.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. Hi.
We have
Yes,
one
go ahead.
student with some questions. Please go on with the questions. Hello everyone. I would like to say hello sir, hello ma'am. Actually, I would like to know about the average class size at the campus and how many hours of direct teaching I can expect from the tutors.
About the first bit of that question, how much direct teaching did you say? Was that your second part?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of what I'll do is I'll accumulate the question into one answer. In terms of class sizes, they vary from course to course. The average class sizes, again, in terms of seminars and tutorials, are usually around 25 to 35. That's usually what the average is, but it can be larger than that. It can be smaller than that. Again, depending on the course and cohort. In terms of direct teaching, as I said, in the UK, the style of teaching is slightly different. It's you have your lectures, which are a overall lecture delivered to all students and a slightly bigger body of numbers, and then you have your seminars and tutorials that will be more focus groups and smaller groups where you have interaction with your tutors. You will also usually have a tutor that you can speak to throughout the year for any questions, any help, any assistance. That's always part of any of the university experience in the UK and what's offered at UWS London.
Alright, sir, thank you. Also, I would like to know about the campus culture, like what events and activities I can expect throughout the year.
Yep. So mentioned before on the stream, we host various events, but it's usually done as part of a tech club membership that you can join for free as a student of UWS London. And Tech Club has a stall in the export building where you can go and sign up during your induction week. They are usually there anyways to assist with induction, so you will see them. They're very noticeable. You can sign up and they will do various events throughout the entire year. The schedule is very packed out, so you get lots of opportunities to talk to colleagues and your fellow classmates, as well as doing events and extracurricular activities that help as part of your student experience. So mentioned before, that could range from London tours, it could be event workshops inside the campus itself. There's various different opportunities for students.
Okay, alright, sir, thank you.
No problem.
Hi, Saj. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Thank
This
you.
is Michelle Robin here, representing SAUK UK Chakpal office, and we have a student who have some queries regarding UWS. So let's go with
Yeah,
the first
go ahead.
query. Yes.
Hi, I have a two question. First
Mhm.
one is why PKS has two interviews?
Sorry, say that again one more time.
Question is why UWS is conducting two interviews. One is the credibility interview at the start of the application, and the second was the precast. So she
Sure.
is
So
concerned with
let me explain. So it's not a credibility interview at the beginning. It's an academic screening interview that we do as part of Tech, not UWS as such. So the reason we have that process is that we implemented that process when we first got the partnership with UWS. The main aim of doing a screening interview or an academic interview is not to deter the students and say, look, we're making the process harder for you, but it's rather a obligation we take as part of our partnership with UWS. So one of the things we want to do is we want to maintain the quality of students coming into the campus. And that's mainly for the students themselves, so that when you get onto the campus, you are there and studying with like-minded individuals, right? So you get a good experience, a good overall student experience when you're studying as well, and your classes with like-minded people where you can bounce off and enjoy your academic experience and develop your career. So an academic screening interview is taken just to understand the student's intentions and ability to communicate. And then once we understand that, we process for the offer, and then the precast or credibility interview is conducted at the point of unconditional offer acceptance, because that's what's standard across the university sector to ensure the students are ready for a UKVI credibility interview should they be called for one.
All right, thank you so much, Sejawal, for such a detailed answer. And moving on to another question. The question is from a student that what facilities they will be getting in UWS if they're going to join September intake.
Yep. So I think now a lot of these questions will become repetitive, I'm sure. So facilities offered by UWS London, as I said before, there's actually the campus itself. So the campus being that it has open space, a mixture of closed environment, space where you can sit and do quiet study and work. There is also, and has been in the past, facilities of using IT services. There are student support services for students themselves. Again, that might be for careers advice or any personal mental well-being support. There is also within the building itself, in the complex, there is a student cafe, there is a public gym that students can access, and various other things of that sort. So there's an accumulation of facilities available, and you can always visit our website at uwslondon.ac.uk and find out all further information there.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And last but not least, my last question is that I've got a student who have done BA Education with honors, and have got almost 3 CGPA, and he is interested to get admission in Masters in Education Specialism. So please confirm if he is eligible for that course.
So I don't, in any of these lives that we do, I never confirm because we have to obviously see the qualification as such. But yes, in principle, if the student has a teaching qualification already and it's equivalent to a bachelor's here in the UK, then they should be eligible to study the masters. But once you send through the documents and application, I'm sure we can look at it and let you guys know.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sejawal. Over to SEUK Islamabad. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Sejawal.
Hi.
This is me, Ariba from SEUK Islamabad office. I have one student here who have few questions regarding UWS. Ijaz
Sure.
here to ask the question.
Hi, sir. How are you?
Not too bad, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you, sir. Sir, my name is Ijaz Ahmad Khan, and I have done my BA Sociology in International Islamic University, Islamabad. I came to visit SAUK Islamabad. Sir, my question is, what opportunities are there for developing soft skills such as leadership, teamwork, and communication?
Yep. Good question. I think in any UK study, but especially when you come to UWS London, one of the key things that UK education develops in any student is those skills that you have mentioned, right? It's a very different type of learning environment. So whenever you start a course and it's not just exam based, where you do reading, memorization exams, it already starts to develop your understanding of things as well as develop, as you said, your critical thinking and so on and so forth. So mixture of assessment methods during your time of doing a course will help. Number one, which is you'll be asked to do a lot of group work, discussions, seminars. It might be presentations, oral examinations, and so on, which is about developing your ability to speak, be confident, as well as any analysis and critical thinking skills that you need. Now, on top of that, we also offer, as I said, there's a range of services. There is also an incubator program that's run by Greenhouse in UWS and with Tech's assistance as well, where any students with any business or entrepreneurial flair can be part of that incubator and discuss business ideas and develop their leadership and skills outside of the university or the standard working environment to develop that and give you an opportunity to do that with like-minded individuals. So there's a range of things that will help you develop skills apart from just study skills and getting your degree. You will be exposed to various different experiences.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sejawal.
No problem.
Hi, Sir. I have a question regarding the internal test of UWS. First of all, please put the light on the assessment methods and criteria of this test. And secondly, and how much time frame is required for the outcome of this test?
Sure. So the internal English language test is done on a very similar like any of the CEFR tests that are conducted. It's broken into 4 components, which is your reading, listening, writing, and speaking. So the way the test will work is that students will come in and do all of their written part first, the comprehension, so the reading, writing, listening, and then the speaking element will be sort of like a 10 to 20 minute discussion with a tutor, which is usually a slot after the initial writing is done. Outcome of the test usually takes around a week to 2 to get the results. It's depending on obviously marking availability and so on, but on a usual time frame, that's what it takes. And we can always push for any immediate releases as soon as we can, and we always do. That's usually what it is. Hopefully that answers. I can't go even more into detail on that, but that's the overall generic understanding of the test.
All right. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Sure. Okay, I don't think this.
Thank you. I am back on the screen. We're just waiting for other officers to join in. Hina from SA UK Bahawalpur would be joining in, and we would also give you a back screen of Lahore office as well. Thank you, Hina, for joining in. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you. Hi, Sajawal. This is me, Hina Razak. How are you?
I'm not too bad. Nice to see you, Hina.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for all the supports and all the queries you have been answering us, and we can appreciate maximum your support. But I again have the same query that we have been asking for you regarding MBBS and PharmD. We have a huge chunk of students. So can you do something for them? We really request you. We
So
have been doing them since long.
we're going to have a discussion point regarding that in a week or so's time. As it stands, there isn't any further development, but we'll take it back to them once more, and we will see if there's anything that can be done. Unfortunately, there isn't. I'm not in a position to say there will be positive outcome, but as it stands, there isn't anything we can do. But I will take it. Since you guys have asked once again, I will take it further into a discussion, and we'll see if there is anything that can be done, right? And I'll surely be able to communicate and feedback to you.
Thank you so much. If anybody else has another question. Yeah, we have another office with us.
Hina, I'd like you to carry on asking a few questions since you're dealing with all our QC and internally managing and helping us. I think it's a very productive time for all the audience watching this online. The officers will be joining in, but keep this session interactive since you know exactly
All right.
what.
Sure. Thank you so much. Okay, so Jawal, what about the visa refusals? We have some of the students. Can you just tell, are you going to accept visa refusal? If yes, what type of visa refusal student would be, entertained in the UWS?
Um, that is not, unfortunately, yeah, it's not a one size fits all answer. So with visa refusals or any visa refusals that students have previously, it is unfortunately the university's direct call and prerogative to tell us whether they will accept or not. That's the bit that we leave up to them, since at the end of the day, the CAS is theirs and the sponsorship is theirs to offer. So in our past, again, with most visa refusals, the university has taken more of a stricter approach in not accepting the students. In cases where we believe, or there is obviously, usually it would be a case of, an admin error or something of that sort, where we even have internally received visa refusals of that sort. We have pushed those cases through the university and asked them to be a bit more lenient and make a more of a opinionated call, and we can look at those cases. But general credibility refusals or anything to do with financial documents tend not to be entertained for sure. However, any of those, as I said, admin errors, or a test wasn't able to be verified, we can have a look and see if there is anything we can do. But unfortunately, at the end of the day, it is the university's call to make.
SA Lahore, I have heard that you're getting a lot of queries on your Facebook page. If you can ask a few questions, that'd be helpful for Sajal. If there are any questions that any other officers would like us to answer while UWS is with us. So it'd be great. The application deadlines are closed. The class deadlines are very close. This is the right time that students can apply. We are getting general queries from the students. What are the tips that you would give students on preparing themselves for the ACI credibility interviews, we call them? So what are your tricks, Sajal, that you would say that they should know? And what are the questions that students usually struggle to answer? That these are the two important aspects we should definitely look into.
Sure. I think in terms of tips or guidance, more than tips, I would say, is in any of the interviews that we are conducting, the main primary reason behind um, doing them is to establish the student's ability to communicate. So, my guidance to students always has been in the past to do a lot of independent research. Of course, there is a lot of people that can help you and guide you in the right place. But even if you do a lot of website searching and going through different tabs in our website and understanding location and so on, is to then get into an understanding that you're going to have a conversation about this university that you've picked, right? And you then need to explain to somebody on the other end, whether it be, TEG in this case, or it might be UKVI, it might be entry clearance officer asking you questions, but you're there to explain that I've done my research, I know where I'm going, I understand why I'm studying this course, where this course will take me, how it links to my previous education, and how it develops on the skills that I've had and gained before, and what are the skills that I think I'm lacking or I don't have at this moment to progress onto my, chosen career or what I hope to be. So it might be in the case of people wanting to become and go into management, right? That you understand you've worked for a certain time and you've got the experience, you've also got a base education in a bachelor's, but you are
One,
missing. Yes.
sorry for interrupting you, Steph. A lot of students, when we started our session, were interested on transfer between the campuses. If you could break down that process for us, because obviously when you come to London, you realize it's quite busy. It's not as quite uncommon as Scotland is. So students then prefer to change the campuses for that particular reason. If you could go into the details of how, if they want to do that, they can do it, and if they're not allowed to, what are the protocols that university follows?
As it stands, transfers aren't usually allowed. That's what UWS stance is, and that's why, again, what I was talking about is doing your research into where you are coming into, and of course you only experience it once you actually get to London. But UWS don't usually and haven't allowed transfers between intake between campuses because of various reasons. The fact is, a CAS was issued for London and you applied for a visa for London, and switching isn't as easy as that. And two, between Scotland and England, there is a little bit of a difference than just switching campuses within England itself. Yes, there is. It is not really something that's available.
Yeah. So Jack, we have guided the students about it, and that's what we as consultants do, that they need to be fully sure of what campus, what location, in fact, what university would they want to go. There was the question popping up on the screen about the, if you did you get the chance to see that question?
No, I didn't. Sorry, no.
Okay, so we're getting some questions about a second degree. What about those students who've done their PSW and would like to do a second master's, be it from any other previous university? What's your say on that?
So I think there's two main things to look at here. Doing a second master's whilst you're within the UK itself has a very different set of regulations attached to it to students who have done a master's previously and are then applying from their home country to come back to the UK, right? The rules of academic progression is what they label it as, is applied to anybody who's, as you just said, Regis, if they're in the UK, finished a degree, and then wanting to do a PSW and then go back to a degree, you have to be very clear with why you're doing it, and it has to be deemed as academic progression. Now, doing a second master's is usually not academic progression in terms of levels, so you have to be very mindful that in our cases we will be looking at why are you doing MSc IT and then MSc Accounting Finance, for example. What's the justification in it? And unfortunately, if it doesn't make sense from a point of academic progression, then it doesn't it won't be something that we can pass through. But if you have done a master's some time back and you're back in your home country and looking to reapply to the UK, it's a bit different. We always take cognizance into what you're looking to do and why you think it will benefit you, and therefore we will look at having a credibility answer given to us to say, I've got X skills with my existing masters, but I don't have X skills, and those are the skills that I'm trying to develop, and that's why I think this second masters will help me in my career. But again, it depends on what masters you've done and which masters you're going into, and we I can't make the assessment. That's up to the QA team to do, and our academic team and admissions team. But as a general rule, there is a lot of thought that you should be putting through to.
If you could open your comments section, you'd be surprised to see the queries that we're getting. So if you could jump onto the comment section, if you want, I can read that for you. It would be on the screen, the comment section. If we could start answering the queries that have been addressed on the comment section. Obviously, not all of them. Are you able to see them on your screen?
I can see some on the side, yes, but
Yes.
only in this.
If you could drag them up to the top, there are a lot of questions. So definitely, if you could interact with the students on these questions, we'll keep these two screens, and we'd also be adding on other offices. So we have both online audience waiting to get their questions answered, and obviously these comments as well. So feel free to address any questions that you think are in order of priority the most important.
Sure. I can see this one question that's popped up about MPA and modules. So I'll just spend a little time on the Masters in Public Administration because as of next year, there will be further developments and changes into MPA. What I mean by that is there's been a real look into the modules and course content of the course itself, and what the university has done has developed a more detailed and comprehensive course content list as well as modules that is going to relate the MPA more directly to industry. So there's going to be opportunities for civil servants, active civil servants, retired civil servants in the UK to come in and actually do talks throughout your course. And when I say talks, I mean sessions, workshops, and so on, which will give any of the MPA students time to interact. As I said, that launch for the new framework next year.
So I know that you'd be answering these questions in English. I would like to add a little bit of information in the local language for the audience to be able to understand better. Go on to the next question. I'm sorry I'd be interrupting you because there's a large audience who would be more comfortable if I translate a few things for them. So let's move on to the next question, and then I'd just be giving in some details, the same details in order for them.
Yeah, I can only hold on. I'm looking at one comment section, but I'm not seeing that many questions. These questions that are popping up are slightly different. So let me just see what I can
repeat the questions for you if you want.
Yes, if you can, please. That would be helpful.
That there's a student who has done his undergraduate and he has scored a 3 CGPA. He wants to know, would he be eligible for a program in your university? Secondly, he wants to know that he's from an engineering background, but he's very comfortable in changing his field. So what relevant field would you suggest, or any other fields that engineering students have joined in? So what would you recommend? Any students from the engineering background, if they want to switch their career, what is the best career switch?
Yeah, I mentioned this to one of the other officers that I won't comment on the exact CGPAs and so on, because there's a lot of assessment and admission work that can be done. So it's best to just send your file and let SA UK, whoever is in charge, look at your file and see if you're eligible or not. In regards to the second part of the question, yep, I mean, in terms of guidance, I'm only one person that can give guidance, but my view and my opinion is, especially if you're from an engineering background, there is a lot of opportunity in the management field. You can't, it's not necessarily leaving engineering and switching into another discipline, where you can add to what you have and slightly look at a less technical side of things, which engineering may not be, depending on which engineering.
हमें UWS ने आंसर किया है कि आप सबकी प्रोफाइल इंडिविजुअली एनालाइज की जा सकती है. आप काइंडली अपने डॉक्यूमेंट्स हमें भेजें, हमें सेंड करें, एंड देन हम आपके डॉक्यूमेंट्स के ऊपर असेसमेंट कराकर आपको बेहतर गाइड कर सकते हैं कि आप किसी प्रोग्राम के लिए एलिजिबल होंगे कि नहीं होंगे। दूसरा क्वेश्चन हमारे पास आ रहा है कि कितनी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ ELLT या ऑक्सफोर्ड टेस्ट एक्सेप्ट करती है, या UWS कौन से टेस्ट other than IELTS accept करते हैं? So my question is, Sajab, what other tests other than the IELTS exam, like ELLT or Oxford test, does UWS accept? So if you can touch on the English language test acceptable by the university helping students, can you go on about that question, please?
Yeah, there's a range of tests available, and you can ask the specifics from the agent itself. But we take the Oxford test, as you have, as a lot of people are putting in the comments. There is also acceptance of language certificate to this day, which is also considered a SELT. The other ones are skills for English PSI, and of course the regular CELTs in PT, TOEFL, IELTS, and so on. All right. Now, apart from that, we have, as I said, some availability in internal English language tests. We don't take Duolingo, and that's pretty much as far as it comes from the English. The rest will be if you've done any Cambridge GCSEs or English qualifications, then we can always have a look at that as well.
थैंक यू सो मच। मैं आपको समरी में बताती हूँ, आईएल्स के अलावा भी बहुत सारे टेस्ट्स हैं जो एक्सेप्टेबल होते हैं। आप हमारी किसी भी ऑफिस में जाकर इस पे फर्दर डिटेल्स दे सकते हैं। हम कूपन्स भी ऑफर करते हैं, फ्री ऑफ चार्ज भी ऑफर करते हैं, उसकी तैयारी भी कराते हैं। डिफरेंट ऑफिस ऑल ओवर पाकिस्तान ये सर्विसेज आपको देंगी। आप डिटेल्ड कम्युनिकेशन करें। वी हैव अनदर क्वेश्चन सजावल फ्रॉम अ स्टूडेंट. Interestingly, he has not mentioned what university he's applied to, but he'd be interested to know what questions is he likely to be asked at the airport. So आप में से किसी बच्चों ने हमसे क्वेश्चन पूछा है कि मैं अपना कोर्स करवा चुका हूँ, वीज़ा आ गया है, सिर्फ ये बता दें कि एयरपोर्ट पे क्या सवाल पूछे जाएंगे. So Sadal, if you can ask what questions is he likely to be asked at the airport, that'd be very interesting for us.
Unfortunately, I can't speak to for any border force agent that will ask any questions. I don't know what questions they will ask, but from our understanding and from our experience, it will always be that every student needs to be. They would have already been prepared at that stage. You should know where you're going, where your location of your campus is, what you're studying, what course you're doing, and what your previous education has been in, right? But as for what they will exactly ask you, unfortunately, there's not much further to comment.
बेसिकली बच्चों के लिए जिनको भी ये परेशानी है कि उनसे बॉर्डर एजेंसी क्या पूछेगी, ऑब्वियसली मैं या सजावल कोई भी ऑथराइज नहीं है आपको एग्जैक्ट बताने पर कि वो क्या पूछेंगे। हमारी तरफ से आपको सिर्फ ये गाइडेंस है कि आप ऑब्वियसली एक जेन्युइन स्टूडेंट हैं, आपने जो भी इंफॉर्मेशन देनी है, करेक्ट इंफॉर्मेशन देनी है, वही इंफॉर्मेशन जो आप यूनिवर्सिटी को जाने से पहले अपने इंटरव्यूज में देते हैं, आप जिसकी तैयारी करते हैं, एग्जैक्टली मोर लेस वो यही सवालात आपसे दोबारा कंफर्म करते हैं, सिर्फ ये देखने के लिए कि आप क्या जेन्युइन स्टूडेंट हैं। एंड ऑफ कोर्स आप जेन्युइन स्टूडेंट हैं, बिल्कुल आपको परेशान होने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। वहाँ पे भी सिर्फ आपसे इतना ही पूछेंगे क्या नाम है आपका, क्या कोर्स है आपका। सो बेस्ट ऑफ लक आपके कोर्स के लिए। बिल्कुल परेशान होने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। आप जेन्युइनली स्टूडेंट वीज़ा पे जा रहे हैं, किसी तरह की भी परेशानी की ज़रूरत नहीं है। इनफैक्ट यूके में आप ये ऑब्जर्व करेंगे कि वो काफ़ी फ्रेंडली और हेल्पफुल है। So don't worry at all. So Java, if I think we should wrap up the session. We have been live for exactly 2 hours, and thank you so much for joining in, and or your entire team. Obviously, there are so many questions coming in. We have over 10,000 live audience as well. But if I keep asking the question, it would be never ending, and we'd be welcoming you again in the coming days. So please be available, and thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure as always. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you all, and I'm sure in whichever capacity you guys will all have a great service through Study Advisors UK. So get in touch, and they will be able to guide you through the process with no issues. Thank you, and take care. Bye bye.
You too.